There was no hiding the emotion. The short walk across Downing Street in London to an uncertain future for both the country and the Prime Minister.
The British people have made a very clear decision to take a different path. And as such, I think the country requires fresh leadership to take it in this direction.
The night before it appeared tight, but the Remain campaign seemed to have nosed ahead, if you believe the polls. Not for the first time, the political pollsters had created a mirage. The result they foresaw simply didn't happen. Throughout Middle England and in the north, the level of support for the Remain campaign was simply not enough.
There is simply no need in the 21st century to be part of a federal system of government based in Brussels that is imitated nowhere else on earth. It was a noble idea for its time. It is no longer right for this country.
It was a catch-all term that's now part of the political language. The Brexit, Britain's vote on an exit from the European Union and its ramifications. In truth, there's always been an awkward relationship with Europe, best summed up by Britain's wartime leader Winston Churchill, who said, "We are with them, but not of them." Much of the debate was centred on London, but this city ceased to be representative of Britain many years ago. When you travel around the capital, you see so many nationalities, you hear so many languages, and perhaps these people are the forgotten ones of this referendum. Those from the European Union who live and work here.
Most of the Germans would like to have the Britons in the EU, so we're really sorry about that.
I had really the impression that the UK was that liberal country where, you know, everyone is welcome.
I think this is just such an emotional topic for people in Britain, and it doesn't need to be.
Right now it's a bit of a shock and a question mark of where's going to be my future.
There are 2.9 million citizens from other EU countries living in the UK. An estimated 270,000 came in last year and 85,000 emigrated abroad. A net EU migration of around 185,000. The figure spiked after the entrance to the EU of 10 new countries in 2004. There is no denying that fear of increased immigration was an issue in this campaign.
Across the world, people have been watching the choice that Britain has made. I would reassure those markets and investors that Britain's economy is fundamentally strong. And I would also reassure Brits living in European countries and European citizens living here that there will be no immediate changes in your circumstances.
This has been a campaign that at times barely seemed to have been about EU membership, but about British identity.
Our sovereignty for me belongs to the people.
We're not against anybody, but we think it is irresponsible to have an open door.
At the moment, we have no control over our borders.
To keep blaming foreigners for all the ills of the world, I think that's a pretty horrifying prospect.
They're performing an economic con trick on the British people.
It's exposed major differences of how the UK sees itself and its immediate future. The effects of this campaign on the UK will take time to be seen. The identity and future of the European Union itself is now harder to predict. Francis Collins, The Newsmakers.